Okay, we're going to get started. Francis will be here in just a minute. We'll start with the public safety and Greg.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Greg.
Just requesting your approval to utilize Mobilecom as our project manager for the construction of a new communications tower in the Sugar Lake area at a cost of $15,000. It's going to come out of the ARPA funds.
Okay. Any questions?
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg. Assessment, Mr. Galbo.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Joe.
I bring to you the annual retainer that the Board of Revision has with San Martino, Stott, and LaPresti for appraising consulting services for the period beginning September 1st of this year to August 31, 2023. Terms and conditions of the original agreement effective in August of 1991 as in previous years. Annual retainer will remain about $3,000 for the year beginning September 1. Billing rate will be $200. The board remembers that the board had a outstanding appeal from a couple of years ago with regard to the movies at Meadville, so there was an appraisal done by this firm. So right now our 22 budget's running a little light on this point. Finance reminded us that for all the invoices we have in this line item from the year on end to be cognizant of that.
Okay. Any
And
questions?
this is a recommendation from the Board of Assessment Revision.
Oh, and yes, that's right. This is a recommendation from the Board of Revision.
Those are pretty good guys, I think.
They're salts of the earth, Commissioner.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Joe.
Yep.
The correctional facility.
Good morning.
Morning, Jack.
Morning, Jack.
This morning I'm requesting to get approval to enter a maintenance agreement with Global Corrections System. The cost of the agreement is $14,250, covering labor and material to correct any problems we have with our recently installed security system. This is a 2-year agreement, and everything under this agreement is covered, and it's to be funded by the commissary account.
Just refresh my memory. We knew there would be an annual maintenance agreement
Yes.
when we installed. Okay.
Yes,
And this is
it came
in
with a
line.
1-year agreement.
Okay.
And that's lapsed, so it actually expires this month.
Okay.
So we need to enter into another one.
Okay.
Was there any problems in the first year? Anything major?
Just minor things,
Okay.
minor
good.
things.
So you're pretty happy overall?
Oh, yeah,
Good.
very happy.
Okay.
And their response time is outstanding.
Great. Excellent. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Secondly, requesting to ratify an MOU agreement between Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and Crawford County. Basically, what this agreement does at no cost to the county is we can use them for recommendations from correctional professionals. We can use them for training, and we also would have the availability of special teams, including canine drug interdiction, CERT, HNT, and vulnerability assessments. Basically, what it does, it gives us a lot of resources that the jail can reach out to the DOC and utilize at no cost.
Okay. Any questions for Jack?
No.
Thank you. The treasurer?
Good morning.
Good morning, Christine.
Steve.
I'm here requesting to approve to pay the city of Meadville for our one-third share of the city treasurer's office wages. This is for the collection of county taxes from 1/1/2022 to 6/30/2022 in the amount of $18,894.98, and it is a budgeted item.
Okay. Any questions there? Okay.
And secondly, I'm here requesting to approve to pay the city of Meadville for one-third share of the postage and mailing of the real estate tax bills. This is the amount covered through 1/1/2022 to 6/30/2022, and the amount of this is $1,987.48, and it's also a budgeted item.
Okay. Any questions for Christine? Care Center?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, Tanya.
Good morning. Good morning. Requesting to ratify the $540 payment to Credentia, and that's to purchase 4 CNA testing vouchers.
Scheduled, no scheduling problems, that's been improved, or we're,
We're still having trouble. We're still working through it.
okay. I know Senator Brooks is still talking to me, asking me what's going on, so still having problems.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Second, requesting to ratify the title change of business office clerk, AR billing specialist to business office coordinator.
Okay.
Is this where we ended up? We've talked a lot about different things. I just want to this is where we ended up, business office coordinator? That's
Right.
what
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
I'm looking at Brittany back there shaking her
We
head.
moved
Okay.
from the manager because she
Okay.
wasn't going to have direct supervision.
Good, thanks.
Okay.
And requesting to approve the payment to purchase one nurse aid wall documentation station at a total of $1,064.94, and that's the breakdown below.
Okay, and this is the, let me get to you guys, but this system is mounted on the wall. When they're using, at mobile times, they tend to lose and get broken and fall
Not
and drop.
get
And so they're
charged,
gonna
get thrown
secure it to the
across the
wall,
room.
so it doesn't have those problems. We're spending a lot of money on repair for those other wings. All right, any questions for Tanya?
Sounds like a wise thing to do.
Yeah. Maybe they don't all like it, but it's, we good, so. Thank you,
All
Tanya.
right, thank you.
Thanks.
Planning?
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning,
Zach?
First item this morning, we're asking for approval on an invoice from the Meadville Tribune. The total amount is $978.25. This is for publications associated with the Rocky Glen Road CDBG project. It's coming out of the county's 2019 admin for CDBG.
Okay.
The next two items are invoices from Stifler McGraw. The first one is an invoice number 30 for $444.50. This is the Richmond Township CDBG project. June's invoice, this is paid for out of fiscal year 2018. And the second one is the $190.50 for invoice number 31. This is for Beaver Township for their June invoice, and it is also paid for out of their fiscal year 2019 CDBG program.
Okay.
Okay. We're also asking to ratify an invoice payment to Leader Times in the amount of $834.25. This is for publications on a bid for Brady Tunnel. This is part of the partnership contract that we have on our ARC grant, and it is paid for out of ARC. The Brady Tunnel work was bid out and is going to start construction here shortly.
Okay.
Next, we're asking for approval of a payment for invoice from Lindy Paving. The amount is $120,389.04. This is for work associated with the City of Meadville's East Street paving project. It's paid for out of the fiscal year 2019 CDBG program for the City of Meadville. We're also asking for approval to pay application number 3 of Dynasty Constructions Unlimited, Inc. in the amount of $55,782. This is for Vernon Township's Municipal Building Improvement Project. It is paid for out of Vernon Township's fiscal year 2019 CDBG program. As you can tell, a lot of construction projects are finishing up for the season. So, we're also asking for approval of a memorandum of understanding between Crawford County and Crawford County Mental Health Awareness Program for their Continuum of Care program. This gives them the opportunity to partner with CEDACOG to do environmental reviews, and we authorize as the leading entity or leading authority in the county for signing those off. We've done this in the past. It allows my staff to not spend time doing those environmental reviews, and CHAPS is able to leverage CEDACOG and the funding they have to do that. We're also requesting an improvement to amend a cooperation agreement between Crawford County and Vernon Township, dated June 26, 2019 for CDBG program administration. This is similar to the Meadville amendment that we just signed. There's some language added to the contract that DCD has required per federal guidance. We're also asking for a ratify approval for a cooperation agreement between Crawford County and Conneaut Lake Borough for an application and management of a $400,000 ARC grant. We are requesting approval for distribution of $700,000 through Crawford County's ARPA program for the Phase 1 trail development of the French Creek Heritage and Entertainment District project to the French Creek District Development Corporation. And then finally, I'm requesting approval to purchase an Adobe Acrobat Pro subscription in the amount of $64.99. This is for one of our staff members. It was quoted by IT, and there is money in the general fund to move over to cover this cost.
A lot of projects for Zach. Any questions on any of them?
I do, the Beaver Township
Yep.
project, where are we at with,
So the doors came in,
okay?
but the hinges didn't come in.
Of course they did.
Of course. So we are calling the supplier, Joe Roddy, Stifler McGraw is calling the supplier this week and determining whether this is something that can be expedited by the supplier and we can get the materials, or whether we need to look for a different supplier and get them in quicker from someone else. I am following back up with Joe next Monday, and then he is going to be emailing me a confirmation of where we stand by Friday of next week with everything.
What about issues with the ramp?
They're going to come out and do those when they finish the project, rather than sending someone out now and having an increase in invoicing.
Okay.
And my question for Chris is after that, who does the final inspection after they repair
So the
it?
punch list will be done by our office and Stifler McGraw. I have already notified Stifler McGraw of the issues and sent along the photographs. They are included in the punch list.
Okay, thank you, Zach.
1 year performance bond? on that, you know?
Yeah, there is a
12 or
performance
24
bond on
months,
it
either
that we
one.
hold.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. good.
Thank you, Zach.
Yep.
Thanks.
Crawford County Maintenance,
Just throw it on the ground, it's okay.
we'll pick it up for you.
Mark's got it.
Mark, before you start, I had an important message this morning. They want to know if there's going to be more sawdust available for horses.
There's gonna be a lot of sawdust.
All right, thank you. I
available
told
for
him that.
horses.
Thanks.
Unlimited sawdust.
Unlimited sawdust, what I'm
Unlimited.
telling them. All right.
It's free,
Wow.
apparently, yeah. Requesting approval to pay Keystone Electrical Technologies, this is for labor and materials to relamp and replace fixtures at the Renewed Life Haven, to convert them all over to LED, $11,047.68, and Human Services is paying for that. Requesting approval to pay Perry Construction work on the HVAC project here at the courthouse for $27,976. Requesting approval to pay Brian Noah, the project manager, for the month of July 2022 for $2,020.50.
Okay.
Requesting approval to pay the Eads Group Professional Engineering Services for bridge number 26 rehab, which is Glendon Road, $17,507.93.
Okay.
Requesting to ratify approval to pay Sunbelt Rentals. We rented a lift at the fairgrounds to do a whole bunch of work for 2 days. Everything from changing light bulbs to trimming trees, but we did our every 5-year up-high visual inspection of the dairy complex, since that we had that problem years ago. We do it like every 5 years and check bolts, check turnbuckles, cables, all that stuff. Requesting to ratify approval to pay an invoice for Ace Contractor for the new backup 911 center for $210.59.
Okay.
Requesting to ratify approval to pay Meadville Overhead Door. They installed garage door openers at our liquid fuels building for $1,668, and that'll be paid for with liquid fuels money. Requesting to ratify to approve a change order to the contract for wing wall repair at Glendon Road Bridge, number 26, to Shingle Decker Welding. There's a long wing wall out there. Eads, it's 100 years old. Eads took some assumptions of how it was made. When they went to take a chunk out of it to repair it, the whole thing tipped, didn't realize how it was built. So the decision was made just to replace the whole thing. That'll be paid for with liquid fuels money for $29,433.30. Requesting to ratify approval to pay the remaining balance to install fans in the back part of Exhibit 1 at the fairgrounds to Mark Johnson Electric for $9,664, and this will be paid for with ARPA funds. And last is requesting approval to pay Tower Engineering for professional services from June 18th to July 16th, 2022. This is for design work on the HVAC project here at the courthouse for $2,626.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Human Services?
Morning.
Morning,
Morning,
Sue.
Sue.
Requesting approval of the maintenance end-user license and backup agreements with Horizon Information Systems. These agreements are for the MA billing software that ID and EI uses. Total cost is $2,099.80. Cost to the county is $161.04. Requesting approval of the MATP initial allocation for fiscal year 22-23. Total cost is $747,111. There is no cost to the county, all paid with MATP funds. Requesting approval of the MATP report. MATP's total expenses for the year was $488,492. There's no cost to the county, all paid for with MATP funding. Requesting approval of the CYS needs-based plan and budget for fiscal year 23-24. The total amount for fiscal year 23-24 is $15,377,458. The cost to the county is $2,722,722.49. Major changes in the upcoming fiscal year that are impacting the budget are Family First, special grants, 3130 regulations, a statewide data system. We're gonna need new pods, adding a special grant for truancy, new contract monitoring position, a trauma consultant, and a youth that was placed in a higher cost than normal placement. Requesting to ratify payment to the Center for Family Services for the delivery of ERAP 2 services through 7/29/22, totaling $76,332.24, with no cost to the county, all paid with ERAP 2 funds. Requesting approval for payment to National Notary Association for 15 rolling locking tote bags. These locking bags are to be used by caseworkers when they are teleworking. Total cost is $1,575. There's no cost to the county, all paid for with caseworker visitation funds. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 22-23 contract with Community Health Services. The contract maximum is $747,111, which is based upon the MATP initial allocation for fiscal year 22-23. There's no cost to the county, all paid with MATP funding. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 22-23 contract with Central County's Youth Center for Detention Services. Fiscal year 21-22 was the first year that we contracted with this provider as JP placed a youth in their secure detention center. The cost to the county has increased by $47.50 a day. The rates for transportation to court, placements, and court hearings remain the same as the prior year. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 22-23 contract with Children's Aid Society of Mercer County for foster care services. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 22-23 contract with George Jr. for several residential services. These are the same services and rates as the prior year, except for Special Needs Enhanced, which is a new program this fiscal year. Requesting approval for the fiscal year 22-23 contract with Woodbridge Counseling for crisis outreach services. Emergency mobile crisis outreach includes a licensed counselor traveling to the person in need and providing short-term crisis response and stabilization. And I'm requesting approval of the following fiscal year 22-23 contracts, all of which have the same services and rates as fiscal year 21-22. The cost of the county for each service can be found on the color-coded spreadsheet for the work session. CYS JP contracts with Blended Spirits Ranch, Schaefer Law Firm, MHID and EI contracts with Community Rising Therapy, Next Step Therapy, Positive Steps Therapy, Supports Incorporated, and United Community Independence Programs, and professional contracts with Ashley Mars, Little Steps Physical Therapy, and Watson Pepicelli.
So, if you would, Sue, from the Human Services meeting the other day, would you give a brief summary of the flatline funding that we've been dealing with, so people are aware, because that's going to affect us one way or the other? We talked to the other day.
The state budget was passed, and if you look at the state budget, it looks like there was an increase in the mental health line item, which there was, but we're sharing that with other entities, and our base funds received no increase.
And how many years has that been?
11th year with no increase in base funds. And 12 years ago, we actually got a 10% cut, which we never recovered, and then for the past 11 years, we've received the same amount.
And I told her, Francis, that CCAP, it's always been a priority to help reestablish the funding, but this was very disappointing to all human services across the Commonwealth, that they again have mandates and ratio mandates, but no funding to pay for it, so.
Right.
All right, thank you.
Human Services Committee at CCAP, we talk about that every time we get together, and certainly make the priority, and if it's not number one, it's number two
Right.
for all of CCAP.
Even to get back to the
Disappointing.
10% cut, yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah, even just to get
Yeah.
that would be
We've
helpful.
been trying to get the 10% back for 11 years and haven't gotten that back, so.
Right,
Well, thank you, Sue.
shame.
All right, thank you.
Morning, Stephanie.
Good
Finance.
morning.
Morning, Stephanie.
For your approval, I have invoices totaling $59,771.75. The first is to Crawford County Human Services. It's the fiscal year 2021-2022 quarter 3 match in the amount of $52,377.56. This comes from the HSBG line item. The second is the Crawford County Drug and Alcohol. It's their quarter 1 and quarter 2 of 2022 county match. Invoice number is 062022-county match in the amount of $6,799.19. Comes from the Human Services Drug and Alcohol Grants and Subsidies. The third is to Star Marketing Group. It's the broadband advertising. Invoice number is 8963 in the amount of $595,000. Comes from our ARPA broadband.
595.
I'm sorry, $595.
Wow, they say she's done a lot of work.
I've been working on audit
That's
and
all right.
lots of big
A lot
numbers.
of area shopper ads for that. So.
Then for your ratification, I have invoices totaling $102,251.97. The first is to Remedy. It's the quarter 1 2022 pharmacy savings invoice. The number is 1934. The amount is $6,801, and it comes from our health insurance line item. The second is for the Crawford County Fair Dairy Committee. It's the Youth Show Arena ventilation curtains. The amount is $18,950.97. That comes from our ARPA revenue replacement. The next is to Emergicare. It's for the paramedic course and fees, and that is misspelled. The invoice number is EC-CEM-UPMC 22-0002 in the amount of $59,500. Again, that comes from the ARPA revenue replacement funds. And finally, we have the Conneaut Lake Area Ambulance Service Incorporated. It's an ARPA paramedic grant program, and it's also classes. And the invoice number is ARPA grant in the amount of $17,000, and that comes from our ARPA revenue replacement lines.
And those last two grants are grants through the rescue plan dollars. There are 9 students actually in paramedic class, which is unheard of in Crawford County. The Emergicare and Erie put a class on, and the requirements from the grant was that you either worked in or lived in Crawford County, and 9 people applied and were accepted, and 7 of them will be going to Erie, and the other 2 in the bottom are going to Indiana University for a paramedic program there as well. So that's a good sell for the rescue plan committee. So.
And I'd just like to say on the dairy committee, they paid the initial invoice up front because they could turn around a little quicker to the contractor. That's why it's made out to the dairy committee and not the contractor, but because we could use ARPA funds and this is for ventilation in that building, the county actually paid that in full from the county ARPA funds. So the dairy committee can put that money to future projects.
I would add that I would suggest people actually go visit that building because I have a feeling it's going to be much different with the sides
You've been
all
in there
open.
before, you won't cook.
Yes. So,
They're so quick.
Good project.
yeah, great project. Okay. Anything else, Stephanie?
No, thank you.
Yep. Human Resources.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Brittany.
Morning, Brittany.
Requesting ratification for the agreement with Remedy Analytics, Inc., and it's for pharmacy benefit management.
Okay. Any questions, Brittany? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners.
I have a notification from Team Ag Incorporated for MVDES permit application. This is for a project that includes demolition of existing barns and buildings, construction of corporate barns, access drives, fiscal and water management facilities. And this is on Sperry Road in East Alfred Township. And I have a Act 136768 notification from Dyson County for a small flow sewage treatment facility located in Richmond Township.
Okay. August 24th, we'll have our next full session. The courthouse will be closed on Labor Day, September 5th. And then the next work session is the 7th, and the full session is the 14th. Any public comment? Commissioner comments. Commissioner Soft.
Nothing for today's meeting. Thank you.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Getting ready for the fair. It's great.
Commissioner Soft, what's the one food you're waiting for at the fair that you wait for every year?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Commissioner Weiderspan, you don't have to answer that because we already know what you're waiting for. But
Well, I'm gonna tell you anyway.
okay, you would.
I'll make one more shameless plug for the fair. It starts this weekend. Certainly encourage everyone to go, and up through this weekend and Monday at noon, you can go for free. So please take advantage of that. I think you'll be pleased with the fare back pretty close to a normal fare. Well, it is a normal fare. Grandstand acts are a little different than in the past, but something every day. And if you want to see me between about 10 and 11 o'clock in the evening, go to the ice cream stand. I'll be there.
Apparently nightly, right? It's
Every night.
Yes.
Unless they close early, and then I'm very unhappy.
Then you're unhappy. I would just like to echo those, but I also would like to thank the Fair Board. The Fair Board has done a wonderful job. I can't tell you how well they've done in the last several months to actually look at finances, work with Stephanie on some of their fiscal numbers, and Dean made a comment the other day that their first 3 votes as a board saved them significant money. It was $75,000. And I think that's what we've been trying to have them do for years, is to look at, the expenses, what we can afford, what we can't afford. I think they've done a great job. They've cut corners where they had to, and I hope it's a very successful fair, and I think it's really what's driving Dean, and I appreciate all of them for what they do and their work ethic, and without them, we just wouldn't have a fair. So certainly thank them for that. Any other business? All right, we'll see you next week. Thank you.